Hey there. So, if you're someone who's chronically late, you know that whole routine, right? The stress, the frantic rushing, the endless apologies. But what if I told you that being late isn't some kind of character flaw? What if it's just, well, a faulty piece of code that's running in your brain? Today, we're going to find that bug and we're going to talk about how to fix it. So, let's just get right into it. Why are you really actually always late? And I want you to forget the usual excuses for just a minute. The traffic, hitting the snooze button one too many times, or that one last thing you just had to do. See, those are just the symptoms. The real reason is so much deeper, and honestly, it's pretty fascinating. The truth is, for people who are chronically late, it's almost never about poor time management. You can buy all the planners in the world, you can set a dozen alarms on your phone, but if you're still late all the time, it's because there's something else going on. We've got to look at your brain's actual source code to figure this out. And that brings us to this idea of an internal script. Now, what is that? Well, think of it like a GPS system that's running in your brain. It's been programmed over years and years with all these hidden beliefs and subconscious rules. And that GPS, whether you realize it or not, is what's really navigating your relationship with time. So, how does this actually play out? Well, you start by consciously setting your destination. You tell yourself, okay, I will be on time for this meeting. But then that faulty internal GPS kicks in, some hidden belief, a little piece of buggy code, just completely overrides your plan. And the inevitable result, is you arrive late because your internal navigation system was kind of programmed for that outcome from the very beginning. So what do these little glitches in the system actually look like? Well, they usually fall into two main categories. On one hand, you've got who we'll call the magical thinker, who's like the eternal optimist. And on the other hand, you have the secret dreader, the person who's subconsciously avoiding things. So let's take a look at both. Okay, first up, diagnosis number one, the magical thinker. This is probably the most common script out there, especially for people who are always running just a few minutes behind, totally convinced that they can somehow, bend the laws of physics and time. So the magical thinker operates on this thing called the planning fallacy. And it's a really powerful cognitive bias where you genuinely believe you can get something done way faster than you ever have before. You're not lying to yourself, you're just super optimistic. Your internal GPS is constantly underestimating how long everything is going to take. Does this little internal monologue sound at all familiar to you? The magical thinker's script totally ignores the reality of all those little transitional tasks. The 2 minutes it takes to find your keys, the 3 minutes to actually walk to your car, that one unexpected red light. These little things, they add up, but that optimistic script just pretends they don't even exist. All right, now for our second diagnosis. This one is a little more complex, a little more hidden. This is the secret dreader. And the script isn't so much about optimism as it is about subconscious self-preservation. You see, for the secret dreader, being late is really a form of avoidance. So if there's a party you're nervous about or a big meeting you're dreading, your subconscious mind will actually start creating delays for you. It's a protective mechanism, really. It's designed to shorten the amount of time you have to spend in what it thinks is an unpleasant situation. And this is exactly what that avoidance looks like. Your brain just starts manufacturing these urgent, last-minute tasks. All of a sudden, you feel this compelling need to water the plants, or tidy your desk, or check your email just one last time. These aren't conscious choices to be late. They're subconscious roadblocks that are designed to delay you from getting to that place you dread. And this table really lays out the difference perfectly. As you can see, the magical thinker's subconscious goal is to feel super efficient, so their GPS is just way too optimistic about traffic. But the secret dreader's goal is to delay something unpleasant. Their GPS isn't just miscalculating the route, it's actively trying to avoid the destination altogether. So now that we've run the diagnostics on the problem, how do you actually fix it? Well, it's not about fighting the symptoms. It's about rewriting that underlying code. It's about finally fixing your internal GPS. The process is actually pretty straightforward. First, you've got to diagnose your script. Are you mostly a magical thinker or a secret dreader? Second, you have to challenge its logic. So if you're a thinker, start timing how long tasks actually take you and use that real data. If you're a dreader, you have to ask yourself, why am I avoiding this event? And then finally, you address that root cause. Correct your bad time estimates, or confront those feelings of dread head on. Because really, the big takeaway here is this. The solution isn't a better tool, it's better self-awareness. You can't fix a software bug with a louder alarm clock. You have to understand why the bug is there in the first place. And understanding your internal script, that is the most critical step you can take toward finally being on time. So I'll leave you with this one last thought. The next time you find yourself running late, just pause for a second and ask yourself, is my GPS being way too optimistic about the traffic right now? Or is it secretly trying to avoid the destination altogether? Which internal script is running your clock?